Okay, so Saturday morning, what's the story? Deadlifts. Last Saturday, so I'm only doing deadlifts once a week. Yeah, so this programming that I'm doing is a lot of training. So sort of like 6 days a week barbell stuff, 5 days a week kettlebells, couple of jogs. So there's a lot of training. I'm very aware that overtraining is an issue, and that so to mitigate that somewhat, I think that the deadlift is one of the things that drains your battery, so to speak. So I'm only deadlifting once a week. I have noticed that I'm getting aggravation in the elbow again. So this has been on and off for a long time, and it is related to training volume. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get through unscathed for just another week or so. Then I'm going to deload. So with this frequency and this volume, I think I need to deload every fourth week. But it's always a case. It's always a case of try it and see what happens. But I reckon that I've got so far I'm thinking 3 weeks of this sort of like high volume, high frequency, and then a deload for a week, and I should be okay. Okay, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say that I'm leaning out, which again is another factor that I think makes the it raises the training stress. So if you're not eating in a surplus, if you're not bulking in some way, even moderately bulking, even if you're eating in a deficit, I think that makes the training stress all the more. And I've noticed that when I'm eating in a deficit, the niggles, the pains become more accentuated. So I think that is probably part of it. But anyway, having said all that, I am actually going to try and make quite a good progress on this deadlift. So last Saturday, it was 145, and from 145 I got 4 sets of 5. So today I'm going to go for the same set reps with 150. So that's a pretty good step forward. So regardless of pain or whatever, I'm going to attempt it. I'm hoping that, I'm very aware that if your elbow is going to give you a lot of grief, it's on the deadlift. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, 3-minute timer. That's quite low, I think, 3 minutes. But I find that the deadlift, I find that it doesn't take the same sort of like cardio effort as the squat. So I find that I can recover a bit faster from deadlift. I'm saying within the session. But overall, I think deadlift does take a lot out of you. So, 5 reps, come on. Okay, 5 reps. Whew. Yeah, I definitely felt it. If I can do 1, I can do 2. just realised I'm wearing the I'm wearing the knee wrap. So this is actually a knee wrap on my arm, or a knee sleeve rather. But I've got one, so I find this is a nice idea to protect the shins. So I put this on just to protect the shins, so it doesn't give me any support for the lift. It's just shin protection. Just anybody who deadlifts, you'll know that you usually end up with two little scars where the deadlift is constantly contacting the shin. Okay, I use choke. Probably don't need it with straps, but it's another warm day. Not too bright though. It's still pretty warm. I can feel the humidity of it all. So another set of 5 hopefully. Let's do it. Okay, getting there. I think I said on a previous video very recently, probably the way to go for, us somewhat older people is the bodybuilding route. So I don't really intend to max out on any of these power lifts. So I like the actual power, the exercises, so I like the squat, bench, deadlift. I think they're very, very good moves. Not only in the sense of they build muscle, but in the sense of the challenge of the moment. There's a sport to them, isn't there? I think a lot of the little moves, it's almost like you're going through the motions. You're punching the clock, so to speak. But with these power lifts, these squat, bench, deadlift, not only but mostly, you've really got to be in the moment. You got to put up a good fight at that moment. And you can't just can't do them casually, let's say. So yeah, there's a good sports element to them, I think. And I think that if it was easy, nobody would do this. And there's no point in doing this. Well, I suppose from a health point of view, maybe it'd be like brushing your teeth, just a pretty dreary process. But because it's difficult, because it's such a struggle, I think that's what captures your imagination. Okay, let's get another 5. But yeah, I don't see myself doing maxes, so just repping out on them. Okay. That's 3 down. Definitely feeling harder, but last one. Stiff elbow, for sure. One more. I've got a suspicion. Yeah, I'm not certain about this, but I've got a suspicion that the hammer curl is aggravating it. So I was doing them with dumbbells, you know, the hex dumbbells. I sold them. Yeah, they'd been for sale for a while, and finally got rid of them. Then I attempted it with a tricep bar, so the same motion with a tricep bar, and I noticed that the next day that, you know, the elbow seemed to flare up. So whether or not it is that, or simply accumulation of overuse, probably more than likely. But yeah, I got my. Next time I do hammer curls, I'm going to be aware of it. See if it does do anything. Yes. Next day, really. That's when it comes on. So last set. So this will be I paid for it. Paid the price. It's not easy. This will be a big step forward if I get 5. So 5 kilos on the bar, 150, 4 sets of 5. Yeah, not a joke. Something. Okay, let's get set up and let's get doing it. 5 reps, come on. Let's hold out for 5.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Got ya. Woo! Yes. 4 sets of 5. Okay, that's the end of the filming. I watched a fairly recent video by Alan Thrall. You may know him. So most of his initial stuff, he was a sort of like a fairly chubby, strong man, powerlifter. I think he worked with the starting strength, and more recently, probably wisely, slimmed down a bit. And started sort of like incorporating a lot of running in his training. So still doing the lifting, but with running. And I think it's a good move when as you get, you know, there's a life cycle to all these things. I just wrote this morning to Silverback Gorilla. Yeah, what's your real name? Silverback Gorilla. What's your first name anyway? If you don't want to be too public. But anyway, Silverback Gorilla, I watch his stuff. Quite inspirational. He's a strong fella for his age, like, you know, hopefully like me, hopefully. I would say he's more advanced than me, I think. Yeah, I wrote to him that I think it's a very good idea as you age to keep a moderate body weight. You don't want to be massive. You know, I'm still pretty chunky. I'm still pretty chunky, but I believe you me, You know, 20 years ago, I was a lot chunkier. I was a lot bigger. And I was really going for it, just heaviest weights I could lift. So in many ways, my progress has been, you know, body recomposition, cardio, strength endurance, you know, the kettlebells, all that sort of stuff. That's what I've progressed in recent years, not the top end strength. But anyway, Alan Thrall. So what he reckons is that you're going to get all that you can get out of strength training if you can well, the figures he produced, I think, were deadlift 1.75 times body weight for 5 reps. So 1.75 times body weight. So if you weigh 100 kilos, that's 175 kilos for 5. Okay. So if you weigh 90 kilos, what's that about? You know, I'm only approximately working it out now, but